Welcome to Bloodborne. FromSoft's PS4 exclusive to the Souls-like genre, as it's more commonly known at least. This game is kind of like a horror game, but in a different way. You're not defenseless in this game. You fight back the horrors of this game. And though I will say the horrors can be kind of simple in the beginning, almost zombie-like in appearance, they will start to change throughout the game, but without revealing too much, we'll just go ahead and delve into this very, well, disturbing world as we play as the Hunter.
Oh, yeah. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yarnahm is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yarnahm blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
Here's our Hunter. We are... well, we're not quite sure why exactly we're here. We're in a town known as Yarnahm, and as I said, we are a hunter of beasts and creatures in an almost dreamlike world, but we'll get to that later. But for right now, we're going to create our character. We're not going to go super in-depth with it, but I will make sure I pick a specific one. It's been a while since I've played the game. But as you can see, you choose your name, just type whatever you want. Your gender, male or female. Age. This will just change how you look, really, and the voice that your character will have, nothing much else. And then you have your origin. Basically this will determine your stats on the right side of the screen there. So then you have milquetoast? Not exactly how you pronounce that word, but you are ordinary, happy upbringings, all attributes are average. Lone survivor, of lost hamlet, high life, essence, and vigor. Troubled childhood, suffered misfortune in youth, highly resilient as a result. Violent past, terribly violent past, rash but stronger for it. Professional, born specialist, fit in soothing or arcana. Or academia, I'm sorry. Experienced in war, a soldier with strength and skill, a military veteran. Noel Shion. Shion to a respectable line with faith and pedigree. Cruel fate. Face terrible hardships, but now conflict in your own purpose. Waste of skin. You are nothing. Talentless. You shouldn't have been born. Yeah, that one's kind of a fucked up one, but, that's how it is sometimes. But, we are going to go with, I guess just to, give you a quick rundown of what I remember. With the skills on the right determine, you start off with a specific level, instead of just always being the same level. Like Waste of Skin That's the lowest level you'll start off with, level 4. And then the rest are all level 10. So mildly, or quite a bit stronger than the last one, of course. And then below that, the Blood Echoes, that is your currency in this game. So each have a certain amount that they'll start with. Vitality, that determines your health meter. Endurance determines your stamina meter. We'll get into that later. Strength determines what type of weapons you can wield in terms of if you have a higher strength stat, then you will do better with usually bigger weapons that deal a lot of damage but are slower. And skill is the same thing as strength, but the opposite. The more skill you have determines what kind of weapons you would do, of course. Like you would have skinnier, faster weapons. They would do more damage with that. Blood Tinge determines your damage with guns, I believe, and certain other things. And then Arcane is magic. And that's basically all you really need to know. For me, I tend to go with something that has high vitality, endurance, and strength. I'm going to mostly have a strength build, because in my time of playing games like these, I tend to just do better with slower weapons that deal just tons of damage. That's a way I tend to enjoy them. So I think we're going to go with a Violent Past, because that gives us 15 strength, pretty low skill on Blood Tinge and Arcane, which is fine. But we do get 12 Vitality and 11 Endurance, which would be very, very useful. Oops. And then we have our appearance. Again, you can change your color, age, your voice. We'll just keep it young. And this will determine how your character will look. Again, we're not going to go into anything specific. I don't think there... Oh, there are favorites. Okay. So... I thought I had one more. Well, in this game, we're going to be Hideo Kojima. Because, well, why not? If you don't know who Hideo Kojima is, he is a developer of the Metal Gear series and the most recent game being Death Stranding. I only did this because I thought it just looked a lot like him, and I thought it was pretty fun, so why not? Plus, I think he looks pretty cool, if I'm going to be honest. So, we're just going to go ahead and go with that for right now. I will finalize my contract, and we will start the game. And in between loading screens, I will not show them as much as I can. They do have little tidbits of information for items that you find in the game. This is an RPG-like game where you build upon your stats, gain loot via killing monsters or finding it in the environment.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
You found yourself a hunter.
Now we have awoken in the clinic. We have just been given Yarnahm blood. Why? Well, we're not real sure just yet. Handwritten scrawl. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. See, that's how this game that's how this game tends to operate. It doesn't tell you outright what everything happens, or what everything means, or why anything is even a thing at all. You have to explore and figure out this cryptic message of a video game. We'll try to do that together. But I will say these types of games are quite difficult. So no guarantee that I will be beating these bosses or this game anytime soon, because I've only ever done it once and I don't remember the strategy for a lot of things. It all requires a lot of dodging and waiting for windows of attack. Also, with what you saw there, those were those little ghost-looking dudes that was crawling on us earlier. They're actually quite helpful for us, giving us tutorials and such. But to kind of give a quick overview, use the R1 to attack with light attacks. We don't have a weapon equipped, so we're just going to be karate chopping for the meantime. If you hold it, actually never mind. If you don't hold it, doesn't do anything. But if you hold the R2 button, I gotta remember exactly which button is which, because I do not play PlayStation very often. But if you hold R2, it does a charge attack. If you press R2, it's a heavy attack. Simple enough. Do more damage, but slower to hit. And then X will be your interact button, like this. Circle will be your dodge button. Dodging and attacking will waste that green bar below my health bar, which is in the top left of the screen. The green bar is my endurance, and the red bar is my vitality. And the other two icons we'll get to later, and the top right, the very top, is my blood echoes, my currency. The one below it, we'll get to it later. And whenever I have an item equipped, I just press square and I'll use it. Right now, all he does is just scratch his back, because we have nothing. And then L2 does the same thing as the R buttons. Basically, you'll see later, but we dual-wield weapons. Our right, an actual melee weapon, and our left hand using a gun. And then if you press L1, you will two-hand a weapon. But that's only for this. See, there's something special about the weapons we get in this game that I will get to here in a moment. And if you wish to sprint, then you just hold circle as you run, or as you walk. Pressing the start button will give you your inventory. All I did was just equip or unequip my piece of gear. Yeah. Each having their own stats that will make better or worse your base stats. So as you can see there, that increases my defense from 0 to 40. and it will block out certain other damages, as in like fire, arcane, blood, frost, and all that stuff. Poison. All of it depends on your gear. And here we come across our first enemy. Now this game, you can sneak up behind enemies and hold the right, or the R2 button to be able to put them in a staggered state, and then press the R1 button to riposte, as it's called, which will initiate a backstab. Now I don't know if I'll be able to get it on this enemy, but we'll surely try. Nope, never mind. He already sees me. But we'll be able to do it sometime, so that's fine. There we go. And that's the backstab. Does quite a bit more damage than what we usually do. Whenever you kill certain enemies, or whenever you kill enemies, they tend to have a chance to drop items, indicated by the white flash. Now, whenever you pick up an item like this is a blood vial. That is below my stamina meter, that little red vial there. That is used to heal myself, I believe using the triangle button, but since I don't have any health needing to be brought back, I'm not going to use it. Now, thing is, with this fight, most people actually tend to get killed off very quickly, or just run past the creature. It doesn't really matter. So we're not going to acquire our weapons until we first die. So I just want to see how far we can get before we have to acquire our weapons. Just for the fun of it, you know? Though this world is quite big, we will be revisiting quite a few areas once we get the necessary ways to get through them, either by a key or finding a switch that will unlock certain doors. There's a lot of backtracking and going and making shortcut passages. Here's one of the townspeople of Yarnahm. Not too happy about seeing us. No! And that was another mechanic. If you noticed from the sound and the red flashes on my body, I don't remember exactly what the term of it is called, but basically what that is that if you take damage in this particular game, you'll notice that the red bar will be kind of lighter colored. And it won't go all the way down. So yeah, see right there? It's lighter colored. If I damage the enemy while that happens, I get my health back. So this game is a lot about aggression and making sure you can remain calm in the face of battle. Because if you can use that aggression against the enemy correctly, then you'll surely be rewarded. Ow. Not like that. we seem to have had trouble earlier, so let's instead take the ladder. Wonder what that noise was. Maybe something we'll see later. Now right here is our lamp. This is our safe haven. Oh, I should use it now. Use it! Use it! Ah! No! Why are you here? I don't think we can use the lamp until this dude is gone. Okay, maybe our safe haven, but it's not our completely safe haven. And there's our first death. You'll see that a lot, that's for sure. But that's fine, because it'll actually bring us right where we need to go. And will be where our lamp would take us, actually. If we would have just survived just a little bit longer. But that's okay. Now we've arrived in the Hunter's Dream. A space between reality and dream. It's very hard to explain, and honestly, I don't personally know how all of it works. So, we'll just go with it. This is what place the lamps would have brought us to, is a place of safety and a hub world. These gravestones over here, as you can see, would show us our lamps, where we were located. That would bring us throughout the world, and as we go to more and more places, we will unlock more and more headstones. We'll get to those guys a little bit later. An abandoned doll. Bath Messenger. Trade in blood echoes with messengers to buy and sell items. So, as the game says, use blood echoes to purchase items and equipment. We don't have much unlocked right now, but soon enough we can be able to get stuff like this equipment here. For, as you can see, the red numbers there, 500 blood echoes, 1,000 blood echoes, and so on. But for right now, we have no blood echoes. Where have they gone? Well, when you die in this game, you lose your blood echoes, and they will be in the last spot you had died in. Whether that be in a boss arena, or, you know, wherever you had fallen. If you had fallen off of a ledge, for instance, your corpse would be left on the edge of where you last were. You can also sell items, but we don't need to. We need these items. They're very special. We will be using them a lot. And if you recover your corpse before you die again, might I add, because if you die after that, your currency is completely gone, and there's no getting it back. So that will be the loop of the game. Dying, regaining your soul or your blood echoes, fighting and pursuing on through hardships and trouble. That's pretty much the name of the game. Now, the messengers will receive, or will give us some gifts right off the bat. We can get one of 3 trick weapons. The reason why they are called trick weapons, as you'll see when we pick the Hunter's Axe here, go over here to arms, select it. Now it is in our inventory. It is our right hand. Light attack, heavy attack, and charge. Same thing just as the fist, but instead, the reason why these are called trick weapons is because if you hit the L1 button, they each do their own special thing. Now, the Hunter's Axe is not the most flashy, I'll definitely say that, but it definitely adds a different element of gameplay, because now, instead of a short stub like this, with faster swings, you have a longer reach weapon, longer swings, and more devastating attacks. And each weapon is very unique, and we will be able to acquire the other 2 weapons we saw earlier from the messengers, or from places around the world. So, keep that in mind as we explore. And now they will receive our firearms. We either get the Hunter's Pistol or the Blunderbuss. I personally like to use the Blunderbuss because even though the guns act differently than what you'd think they would, oops, you have to hit this one. Yes, this one. These 2 are your right hand, these 2 are your left hand. You can select your right-handed ones. You can have two weapons to cycle through when you press right on the D-pad or left on the D-pad for your weapons. See? Goes to your fists, guns. Simple as that. But the Blunderbuss, if you hit the L2, fires a shot, much like you'd think. And it wastes silver bullets below your health vials in the top left. You acquire them from enemy drops and places throughout the world. Now, the guns do not do a lot of damage, but what they do is something that I'll have to show you more than tell you. Notebook received from the messengers. Leave messages with these loyal servants to share them with hunters in the other worlds. Now that's another item of use. If we go to quick items here, we have the Hunter's Mark or the Notebook. All can be selected and placed in here in our quick item slot. Now you can see it in that big square on the top left. Hunter's Mark, and then if you press down the D-pad, it will cycle through the 2 that we have selected. We can have up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. We're going to get rid of this and this because we don't need them. But to give you a quick rundown, the Hunter's Mark will return you to the last lantern, but it will sacrifice all of your blood echoes, and you will not be able to retrieve them back. So, if you're in a pinch, say if you're just running out of resources and you're very close to death, but you don't wish to die, but you don't mind foregoing your currency, well, just use this and you'll go back. And the Notebook, if we were playing online, which we are sadly not because I do not have PSN, we could be able to drop notes and see notes dropped by other players throughout the world. And they would tell us little cryptic things like, you know, hey, there's a boss up ahead, or you know, there's a ladder here, or a lantern here, or tongue butthole, because why not? Because you have a selection of words instead of being able to just type them out. But yeah, sometimes people could be helpful, not helpful, or just flat out stupid and funny. This path appears linked to the nightmares, but there are no messengers. This will be here, or this will be useful later in the game. Right now, we don't have it, the required materials to be able to use this. And here's our first NPC, Yarnahm.
Aha! You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now. I am Yarnahm, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it. This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you. This was once a work. You're even.
And that's Yarnahm. The creepy old man that we'll have to talk to on occasion, just to see how he's doing. And yeah, don't be bothered by his weird fascination with dolls, because you'll find things far more disturbing in this game than this creepy old man. But as he said, we are one of many hunters that has been, well, here and used this place to fight the beasts that we had fought outside. It's more or less simple as that. And if we go to this workshop here, we can fortify our weapons using bloodstones. Bloodstones are things that we'll have to find throughout the throughout our journey, and we also have to use blood echoes to be able to use it, to be able to upgrade them as well. All it does is just increase the base damage of both your guns or your weapons. Simple as that. But also our weapons have durability. So if we use our weapons too much, we'll have to eventually come back here and use blood echoes to be able to repair them at their full durability. They don't cost a lot, but they do stack up after a while of doing it. I believe your armor also has that durability function, but I could be wrong. I don't really recall. It's been a while. Here we have the memory altar. The workshop tool is required for the task and is missing. Basically, later on we'll be able to use that, but for right now it's not important. To escape this rebel hunter's dream, halt the source of the spreading scourge of beasts, lest the night carry on forever. And that's about all you're going to get for a story for right now. So, we will have to do our due diligence as a hunter and get rid of as many beasts as we can. We also have the storage here. We can place our blood vials, items, and other things that we don't want here. And if we are out collecting, we do have a limit of how many we can carry of a certain item. Like if you see in the middle panel there, it says no dot held, number held. We have 12 blood vials out of 20 that we can carry on our person. If we grab another one, it will be stored here, and we could store up to 600 of this item. Same thing goes with quicksilver, bullets, we can only hold up to 20. So, simple as that. Now let's get back to hunting. Now that we are well equipped for the journey. Oh, good. So, since we last died, here's our remaining blood echoes. This is what it would look like if we had died. And now we have our blood echoes back. 463 of them to be precise. Now we could go here, but, sadly, this gate does not open from this side. There are certain windows in the game where you'll see these red lanterns. That usually means that there is someone living in this place, so you can talk to them.
Oh, you must be a hunter, and not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnahm has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good. Pale blood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yarnahm lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood, or so they say. Yarnamites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
Yeah, in Yarnahm, and really in most places, hunters are not the most well-liked of people. What reason? Well, not quite sure. I guess because it just brings more death and just more trouble than anything, really. But as you can see, there are plenty of people hidden away in their houses and such, trying to live their lives as they can away from these monsters, as the night sky brings over. Well, actually no, it's actually more the daytime, I'm sorry. But regardless, people are turning into beasts. Nobody knows exactly why, but it is because of the administration of blood that is going on. The blood... didn't figure that would insta-kill them. The blood is turning them into these beasts. And it is our duty to get rid of them. Now, here I will try to show you what the guns can usually do. If you shoot with them, right before an enemy is supposed to attack, or supposed to make contact with you, then you will trigger a parry. And then, much like if you backstab someone, they'll become in a staggered state, and you can hit the melee button to be able to do a riposte to deal massive amounts of damage. We're going to test it out on this dude that is right over here. Actually, first let me open this door. Oh, here we go. But we'll test it on this dude here. press triangle to heal. See, I got it to go off, but it did not follow. I was not able to follow through because I was thrown into the air. But if you hear that noise, that basically means you did it correctly. There we go. That is a parry and a post. There we go, finishing Moth. There's many different types of enemies in this game. Big, heavy, big, fast, low, on the ground. No, not flying, but just many different kinds of enemies to go through. And as we go through many different areas, they will start to change and get more, let's say, animalistic, if anything. See, the guns don't really do much damage. The only reason why I like using the blunderbuss is because it has a spread shot instead of a normal kind of shot, to where it can hit multiple targets. So if multiple targets try to hit me at once, I may be able to parry them if I'm lucky. Well, though going to the Hunter's Dream did not... it didn't give me anything I wanted. I thought that... something would have happened by now, but that's not until a little bit later. So, basically, what that does do is that it does reset the enemies, and that's fine because that means that we can kill them again. Ow. We can kill them again and receive more item drops. That being blood echoes or just other items like vials and such. Because we're going to need a lot of healing items and other things. And what I'm going to do here, hopefully, wait for these guys to kind of pass by and I can do this. Hit most of them. Just like that. Now see, even if the enemy is dead, if I continue to hit them, at least before their health meter disappears, I can still get that that health activation. So just a little thing to keep in mind. Molotov cocktail, those are furrow items that we can use on our quick item slot. There's a lot of items that we'll get throughout the game that's going to be in our quick item slot. A lot of them useful, a lot of them not useful, at least for me personally. So I won't really get into detail about everything.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya? Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but trot along.
Well, he didn't seem to like us very much.
Away! Away!
Another thing about parrying and riposting is that if you do it, you will be invincible for the animation when doing it. For a short moment of time, and it will blast back enemies that are way too close to you. So it's always good to do them in a pinch.
He'd open their door on a night of the hunt. Away with you. Now. Lads, you've come up. He'd away with you.
a lot of this game is remembering enemy placements and enemy trickery like that. So hide behind corners, try to get you off guard. Like that guy. I forgot about him. Now we could walk down there and fight all those dudes, but I'd rather be a bit more methodical with what I'm trying to do here. So we're gonna try and get them towards us. Try to get rid of these guys before they become too much of a problem. That was actually something I forgot to mention. Of course, you have your light attacks and your heavy attacks like that, but if you do an attack and then press the like the switch form button, it will actually make another attack as well. So you can combo that into other attacks and do quite a bit of damage if you can sustain that combo. Seem to thin out the herd just a little bit. So let's see if we can't get a little bit more to come towards us. Reason being, as you saw right there, there are a few riflemen there. And unlike our guns, which are complete doo-doo in terms of dealing damage, theirs do quite a bit of damage. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna heal. Yeah, they tend to do quite a bit of damage, and since they're from a distance, it's something to definitely be careful of. But they usually are much weaker than melee enemies. Whoa! They're also dogs. Uh-oh. No! Damn it, he sniped me. But, like I said, death is something that will happen a lot in this game. It's all about being careful and planning out your attacks. Like, you know, not running into a wall and stabbing it with your weapon. That'd probably be better if you don't do that. You know, sometimes it's just how we roll. Ow. Fire bad. Also, your moveset will change depending on whether you're running, dodging, or just standing still and walking around. So, you know, every weapon works very differently, so just experiment with what you obtain. And see what just works for you. Oh, I forgot about you. That didn't work. Now, why are they targeting? Oh, yeah, that's actually something I forgot to mention. Oh, two things I forgot to mention here. So, I'll get the most important thing out first. If you hit the right thumbstick, oh my god. Hold on, let me dispatch these fools. Ow. Alright, that went better. So, a mechanic I forgot to tell you about is that if you hit the right thumbstick, or R3 as it's called in this game, you will lock onto your opponents and have your focus on them, and you can move it, move the right thumbstick to be able to switch your targeting. Simple as that. But another thing I forgot to mention was, you saw that opponent with the glowing eyes. The reason why they're glowing is because if there are enemies that are nearby you, they will tend to sometimes, like whenever they kill you, they will sometimes take your blood echoes and they will just be imbued in them or something. It doesn't make them any stronger or anything, but it will mean that you specifically have to kill that opponent to be able to get your blood echoes back. So that is something very scary and something that can be very unfortunate sometimes. Also, hello Akoto, how you doing? No. Back off. Starting to get really outnumbered here. That's where I stop, or where I stopped my Bloodborne playthrough, Lamau. Yeah, the beginning portion's kind of rough, but once you get through it, it's not too bad. I say that, but I have raged on this game quite a bit. Have you ever, like, at least watched other players play it or something? I mainly stopped because I forgot the controls. Really? Controls ain't that hard to remember, in my opinion. Except for you. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a full playthrough because some of these parts will roadblock the shit out of me because I do have trouble with certain bosses. But I will definitely try my best just for trying it out, you know. Because I've only ever really played this game and beaten it once, and some of them I needed help with summons.
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing.
That's just rude. One more than me. I always custom. Yeah, they're pretty mean. I will say that. Oh yeah. So what was banging on the door earlier was this big dude. Let's go say hi to him. Let's see if we can't. Nope, he knows we're here. He knows we're here. But these bigger enemies are usually easier to parry. Like that. Oh! Almost! There we go. And I messed it up anyways. He just pushed me. Just pushed me like he was bullying me. Oh my goodness. There we go. Not too bad. We are getting low on resources though. That torch is actually a weapon for your gun arm. All it really does is just light the way though. We don't really need it, but you know, just to have it there, I guess. Hello, birds. Oil urn. Those are used for coating enemies in oil, and then you can use like a Molotov to do even more damage than you otherwise would have. And those little red items are the upgrades I need for my weapons and gear. Forgot how to get here. Oh, right, never mind. So over there's a ladder we have to use. See if we can get... Ow, you douchebag! See if we can get past these guys a little easier. Now, it's okay to run past enemies sometimes, or just anytime if you really want to. You're not really required to kill any of them, but I try my best to kill most enemies, if not all. Unless they kill me, of course. But, yeah, sometimes some scenarios are just a little rough around the edges. Alright, try this again. This time we're gonna try and run past most of the enemies that we encounter there. And try to retrieve our souls, or our blood echoes, I'm sorry, back. Hopefully without dying. Ow. Most enemies will tend to lose aggro after a while, so not too bad if you just run past them. Oh, okay, good. So this first dog is the one that had my blood echoes, so that's not too bad. Honestly, if we can get rid of these dogs pretty quickly, the rest of them shouldn't be too bad. Ow. Ow. No, you don't. Big boy's here. Why is he here? He's never chased me like that before. Uh-oh. I don't want to fight you. Move out of my way. Ah, oh God. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. If we come this way, I believe. Is it this way? I hope it's this way. Should be able to find a shortcut soon enough. Oh, yeah, there's the area from earlier. But I don't think this is where we need to go exactly. I think there's a different path. But we are getting some good items here. Oh, that's right. This leads into an area we're gonna have to come to later that I really definitely don't want to go here right now. That's right. So, if you remember, our first encounter was a werewolf. Well, now we have to deal with two of them. And, though I was able to kill it by only using my, you know, karate moves, I'd rather not, succumb to them right now. So, we're just gonna run past them. as best we can, hopefully. Eee, let's go. If we go this way, head left over here, run through this little area, open up this door, run through here, and open up this gate. Bada bing, bada boom, we are back to our first lantern. Ow. So, now we're good in case we do die. We don't have to run through all of that mass army again. And very soon we'll be meeting up with our first boss of the game. There's also 2 big boys down here. We're gonna see if we can't kill them, just for fun. Whew. Oh, uh-oh. This may be a bad idea. I'm out of ammo. I should heal. Ah, he's sneaking up on me. Oh, wow, I sent that dude flying. And this one just did too. Ah. Toro, Toro! Olé! That's awesome. I've never done that before. I didn't think that would be so effective. And then here's an elevator. We'll use that later. For right now, let's go meet our first boss. Forget what's actually over here now that I think about it. Bad dogs. Yeah, Hector, so how are you, is your headache any better or anything?
You're a hunter, aren't you? Then, well, do you know of any safe places? I've heard I have. Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. Well, if you once had got off your arses, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what'll it be? Are you going to tell me you're not?
I only have one option. No.
Still a no. Good for nothing. No respect for the elderly is what that is.
You have no respect for the young.
That little good you outsiders do. Go on.
Equal rights.
Admit it. You think we're all mad, don't you? Well, go and stop it. I know all your tricks.
I don't think you do. But, later on we will be able to obtain another option of dialogue for that, but for right now we just don't. Also, I'm not heading towards the boss just yet. I'm more or less remembering what this area is. Like I have said, it has been a while. Kind of want to explore a little bit. Also, I do need more resources. Okay, so this leads into the sewer area. So we're not going to go there just yet. The other area that I found earlier also leads into the sewers, but from a different way. So we'll head there eventually. But let's try and focus on at least showing off the first boss. I'm very doubtful that I will be able to kill it on my first go. But we'll see. Hello, old man. How are you doing? Do you need any help? What the? Bad old man. How dare you? Yeah, they tend to try to trick you a lot. When the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to the cathedral ward, as old Yarnahm burned to the ground that moonlit night. So as you can tell, the healing church is a very important place, and is kind of what birthed all of these nightmares, as we'll come to find out later. Ow. That's great. Oh, hi. Alright. So there's going to be some more enemies over here, but we're going to run past them so we can head to the boss. Here he is, the cleric beast. Quite a difference from what we have seen up till now. Yeah, I love them too. The designs of them are just so damn unique. There are a lot of monsters in this game are very much inspired of the works of H.P. Lovecraft to offer. Maybe not these current ones, but later on you'll definitely see that influence. Music, man, I love the music. Now, just like with the regular enemies, ow! I am sorry, I cannot see. Just like with the regular enemies, you can also parry them, these large beasts, but I don't quite know exactly the window of attack for them to be able to do it, so you probably won't see me do it very much. But what we will try, actually, tear a little bit, sure. And they don't close early. No, they do not. They've never closed early on us. Oh. That was like the worst timing for that. Oh my god. Alright. As we were going to try earlier, I'm going to put this. Oops. Yeah, when you press the pause button, it does not pause the game. That's something to keep in mind. Also, my throwing ability is terrible. Can you move? Thank you, sir. Oh, no. So you can use items to make fights a little easier depending on what you use. Some enemies are weaker to certain things. Oh, I actually... No way! I didn't know you could do that! Hell yeah. So I guess I must have hit his head during an attack, and it just counted as a parry. Okay, now he's charged up, so now he's going to be more aggressive than he's been. Oh, I don't know what he's exactly going to do here. I don't remember him doing this. What in the world? Ow! I was too close to that one. Oh my god. Good damage. Watch out. Uh-oh. Move, move, move! Come on, buddy. Oh! Oh man, I'm getting low on health items. Alright. Oof! There we go. There we go. Ooh, almost missed it. Missed that. Now, this is getting exciting. Now I'm a little motivated. That was not the right time to dodge. Trying to get behind him. Should do it. Come on. Yes! First try, baby. Let's go. Our prey slaughtered. Fuck yeah. That went surprisingly well. I did not expect for me to not only beat the boss on my first go, but to parry him like 3 other times, all of them on accident. I didn't even know you could parry with a fucking Molotov. That is amazing. Well, let's go ahead and light the lamp and head back to the Hunter's Dream. Holy hell. Ah, here we go. Now the dolls awoke. Hello.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit.
Alright, good. So, what she is able to do now is that if we hit Channel Blood Echoes...
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
We will then be able to use our Blood Echoes and accumulate them into points for our attributes. They all cost a certain amount, as you can see at the very top. So we can level up to 7 different times. So, say if I wanted this, yeah, there you go. But we're not going to do it like that right now. For right now, instead, we're actually going to get out of this for a second.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Thank you. Also, we're going to accept this gift, consume insight, and ring the beckoning bell to enlist the cooperation of hunters from other worlds. Now what this is talking about is that the beckoning bell is used to plant a marker where you wish to basically where you want some help at. Usually if there is a tougher area filled with monsters that are just too scared to fight, or a boss that is just seemingly too tough for you to surmount, you can ask for someone to help you using the beckoning bell. It will take some time, but they will eventually come and try to help you as best they can. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but again, since I'm offline, I will not be able to use the beckoning bell nor the silencing blanks. The silencing blanks just kick them out of your game if you don't want them. It's as simple as that. Also, we have another gift. Consume insight and the old hunter's bell to enlist in cooperation with the old hunters. That is basically the same thing. I don't remember exactly what the old hunter's bell does. But yeah, there's that. But what we're going to use our blood echoes on is in the workshop to fortify our weapons. So we're going to try and level up our axe once. And we don't really need to upgrade our firearms too much, so we're not going to focus on doing that right now. Maybe if we have excess money, then we'll do that. Also, you have noticed something different now. Now this place is filled with those little messengers, and that eyeball symbol next to my blood echoes, the one where it has the number 4, is now available. That is known as insight. When you kill bosses, not only do you get a very bountiful amount of blood echoes, as you can see now I have about 9,000 of them, but you also start to gain more insight. And insight basically means that you have, in a nutshell, has started to see some crazy shit. And you are actually slowly starting to grow your mind's eye, in a sense, and you are trying to transcend yourself to be able to see these more and more oppressive and disturbing creatures that you honestly cannot be able to explain in a meaningful way. So you use this insight to be able to purchase other items that you wouldn't be able to purchase with your blood echoes. Simple as that. It's just another shop for right now, but they will be able to get specific items like weapons and armor that you would not be able to acquire unless you use this. Now, we may not need this for right now, so I'm not going to worry about getting either of these two items. But the Purgent's blood thing will become useful later, so we're just going to keep our insight for right now. But we'll go ahead and check the shop and see if there's anything new. As you can see, there's a lot more things around here to work with. We're going to actually grab the Hunter's Lantern, or the Hand Lantern, I mean. So we can be able to illuminate darker places while being able to wield our weapons. So we really don't need the torch anymore, basically. Oh yeah, I wanted to see, do we have any new weapons? Ah, yes we do. So now we're going to purchase the Kirk Hammer. And this is one of my personal favorites in the game. So we're going to use it for a little while, just to kind of show it off. Oh, never mind, I can't. I have to, if you see in the bottom there, I have to increase my strength to level 16. So that's what we're going to do. And we also need our skill to level 10. So again, we only need to level up twice, and we should be able to do it.
Well, what is it?
But we'll
Very well. Let me
do that. Strength, skill, upgrade. And we can do that at any time during the game as long as we have the correct amount of blood echoes. Now let's see if we can't upgrade our Kirk Hammer. Yes we can. Alright, good. Now, oops, hold on. Now we can switch to it, and as you can see, you can determine the level by the plus and then a number. I believe the weapons go up to +5 or 6, I don't remember exactly, but this is the Kirk Hammer. It is a short sword that also is a hammer. I love this thing because you have a mode where you can be fast and fluent while also being able to deal massive amounts of damage. So we're going to basically be using the Kirk Hammer and what is this one called again? The Hunter's Axe for most of the game, if not all of the game. There are a few other weapons that I will definitely showcase, but I probably won't be using very much, just because these are two of my personal favorites to use. Now we're going to go ahead and dump the rest of our blood echoes into, let's see, we can upgrade one more time, so we'll upgrade endurance so we can be able to dodge more.
Farewell, good hunter.
And, you know, I think, hold on. Yeah, we're gonna head to Central Yarnahm once again. And we are going to call it. Because I've already streamed for over an hour, and I think I have covered pretty much all the basic necessities of Bloodborne. And after that, we'll try to get more parts out later and try to defeat more bosses and uncover more of the game. And it's frankly wild story, honestly. Wild and confusing. But I'd like to thank you all for viewing, and here we go. Nope, not that one. I'd like to thank you all for viewing, and goodbye.